Good evening. This is the Auxiliary Gate Podcast, Kentucky's weekly horse racing discussion. They say that it's maybe one of the best podcasts of all time. That's what they're saying, at least. And now, here are your hosts, that fat slob, Alan Schneider, Geoff Riggs and his disgusting beard, and C.C. Broaddus. What a great guy he is. Very impressive.
Hello, welcome to episode number 228 of the Auxiliary Gate Podcast. I'm CC Broaddus, joined by Alan Schneider. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Alan.
Oh, thank you very much. I haven't felt it great the past couple of days, but that's a good way to close out the year, right? Get it over with, start the new year fresh.
Yeah, you need to purge your system. You don't need to carry that shit into the new year.
Good point. Good point.
Geoff Riggs is here.
What's up,
Say something.
boys? Thank you for joining us, Alan, even though you're under the weather. Appreciate it. Good to
Oh,
get the crew together here over the holiday season.
I'll live. I'll live.
Geoff, as many of you know, is hosting the Turfway Park simulcast show. And I think we learned one thing, if anything, during this holiday meeting at Turfway Park. Walter Rodriguez is a man among boys.
Amen. I
Yeah.
agree. I completely agree.
He has been making every right move in every race, which is insane, especially at a place like Turfway where the races are won by the moves that are made a lot of the time, and like timing and saving ground when you need to, making the sweeping moves when you need to, and it just seems like every single race that Walter's doing the right thing right now. It's crazy.
It feels to
My
me. I'm sorry. It feels to me like and I think this is what you found with the really good turfway jogs. They have that stretch measured tremendously. I feel
Yeah.
like he has got that stretch measured. Go ahead, CC.
my critique of him in the early days was I just thought he had the best horse and he would go to the parking lot every single time. That's not the case anymore. He'll find a seam. He's not afraid to save ground, not afraid to split horses, not afraid to go to the outside, whatever it takes to win. He's usually my issue with turfway riders is I think some of them get overrated. Like Gerardo Corrales comes to mind because he always got the rocket chips. And
Yeah.
it's easy to pile up victories when you've got the best horse in every single race. I think Rodriguez is turning that colony on its ear. Just he's this is a coming of age meet for him.
What about that ride on Dala last week? Do you remember the ride on Dala where, that was a horse that's always intrigued me because when she was initially early in her career, she was a speed type. And then the last two starts, they brought her from well off the pace. And in that race in particular, this past week at Turfway, I thought she'd be up near the pace, but he took her all the way back and he timed that move on the money and got it by a nose. I mean, I thought that ride on Dala um, it's kind of reminiscent of what he's done this meet at Turfway, don't you think, Geoff?
Yeah, definitely. He's had a couple of them like that come to mind, and um, we've had some crazy photo finishes there too, especially like kind of how the camera angle's a little past and it can be deceiving and you're not really sure which one, but it seems like Walter's come out on the right end of those too. So I think that
Yeah.
goes to your point about how he just times the stretch so well. He's right there when he needs to be there.
If I could ask, so now that you've been doing this for a few weeks now, Geoff, I mean, what is your take? What have you learned from doing this solo? I mean, what have you learned? What are the benefits? What have I don't know, how do I want to say it? The pros, the cons. What do you have so far? I know you've enjoyed it.
Of like doing the job solo,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's absolutely different. It is day number one I knew was going to be different going in, so I was kind of prepared for things to go differently, and I kind of had that hit me right in the face on my first pre-show when I had my notes how I usually do, and I was like it was just different, and I got like in my mind it got scrambled, and I was like, oh man. And like when you're alone you don't really have anybody to bail to, you just got to
yeah.
get through it. So I mean it's all about just going with the flow. It's almost like like improv. If something happens that's unexpected, man, you just roll with it and go with it. And that I think that's been the biggest transition for me. But really after the first couple days you kind of get into a groove with it, and it's just kind of normal now. I do like having somebody else there in the sense that you can bounce ideas off of somebody and get
Yes, of
conflicting
course.
ideas.
Yes.
So I did enjoy that day that me and Megan Devine were both on the desk for the synthetic championships. I thought that was fun that we were able to kind of go over things together that day. But there are also positives about being up there on your own, and I think I've kind of found my groove there, especially the past couple weeks. Because you can really dig into races. You can say everything you want
Yes.
about horses if you're up there. You can give every reason why you like, every reason why you don't like, and everything in between. And I think that's fun as somebody who just loves to dig into everything, being able to give more information that way, I guess, is the positive for me.
Okay. Cool. Cool. I'd agree with that.
All right, let's switch gears real quick before we get to our guest. I want to talk a little Kentucky Derby. I found the future book odds according to Odds Checker for the 2026 Kentucky Derby. I remember last year this time we had a couple horses on our radar, and I think it turned out really well for us. I know we were on the bandwagon of journalism and the ultimate Derby winner, Sovereignty.
Yep.
This time around, it's not as clear cut, in my opinion. Ted Nafi right now is 10-1 on Odds Checker. I don't think that horse has a chance in hell of winning a Kentucky Derby mile and a quarter, but he's 10-1. Off the top of your head, before I start reading some of these odds off, is there a horse that just stands out to you? It's like, hey man, this is a horse to watch.
I'll defer to Geoff.
It's a good question. Not without the list in front of me, nobody really jumps off the page. I don't know that we really have a horse that, I mean, Ted Nafi would be the horse that jumps off the page, but at 10-1, with the questions that he has, there's no way I'm betting that at 10-1, I'll tell you that much.
I'm not interested in that horse at all. But I'm going to read this list off. We'll
Okay.
discuss quickly the pros
Hmm.
and cons. Paladin, second choice, 12-1. He won the Remsen Stakes for Chad Brown. Maybe the horse that Sierra Leone type. Uh,
Yeah.
he's a bit of a grinder, but that pedigree's by Gunrunner.
Yeah,
So
that gives you some promise, but even still 12-1. I mean, I wouldn't bet anybody at under
no.
30-1 right now.
Well, I learned
Anybody.
last year 20-1. I should have bet Sovereignty journalism at 20-1. I had a really nice hand going into the Derby, but
Yeah.
Boyd is 12-1, won a lounge race at
Mhm.
Churchill for Bob Baffert. The horse screams sprinter to me, but I've been fooled before. Three horses at 16-1. Napoleon Solo, who won the Champagne for Chad Summers, skipped the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Further Ado, 16-1. Blackout Time at 16-1.
Man, I like that horse, but that's just so short.
Yeah,
Agreed. Yeah.
Blackout Time would be the one I think out of the first six we read off. I think that would be the one may have the most upside.
Agreed. So again, 16 to
Hmm.
1's light.
Brant, 20-1. Here's a horse that might be interesting. Cannoneer, 20-1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cannoneer broke his maiden closing day, last race closing day at
Yeah,
Churchill.
on at Churchill. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, and then it gets a little nutty here. Ewing, I don't think Ewing's been heard from since August. 25-1. Litmus Test, 25-1. Mr. AP runner up in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, 25-1. That horse might have some upside. Here's an interesting horse. Englishman who broke his maiden by like 8,000 lengths at Churchill for
Yeah.
Devoe, 25-1.
Three.
Not
Hmm.
been heard since. I don't think the horse has any workouts either. So, My World, Incredibolt, and Universe, 25-1 each. Incredibolt, I think he won the Street Sense opening day at Churchill, opening weekend at Churchill, and then Universe is a Kenny McPeak trainee that's going to run in the Smarty Jones this coming weekend, I believe. So there you have it. Any of those stand out to you?
I mean, Blackout Time and Cannoneer are the two that I think I'm most interested in as far as ones that I think can get into the gate and be successful at a mile and a quarter at Churchill Downs. But at 16-1 and 20-1, I have no interest. If they were 40-1 and 60-1, I'd be interested.
Yeah. Be interested in this next pool. I would be
Yeah.
interested in taking one of those two, and maybe even Englishman. If I had any idea
Hmm.
how the horse was doing, that horse was really impressive. But that's
Yeah.
all That's a tall order to win the Derby off one maiden start in September, and then whatever, how many
Yeah,
preps,
definitely.
prep, 3 preps, or whatever they're planning. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, that's enough Derby talk for now. Let's get to our guest. Alan, you will have the honors.
So we've done over 225 of these podcasts now, and I believe we not only have our youngest guest ever, but perhaps our most excited one as well. He's a stepson of trainer Ethan West and the son of previous guest Paige West. And it's our honor to welcome in 16-year-old Lane Nemann, a racing enthusiast to say the least. Lane, how's it going, buddy?
Going awesome.
Well, we appreciate you joining us right now. So, where are we calling you from? Where are you at?
I'm in Ethan's office right now.
Ooh, fancy. He's got an office. Where
Yeah.
is that? Up in Florence?
Yep, I'm in Florence, Kentucky right now.
Cool. Okay, before we get into all the horse racing side of things, I need to get to the most important issue of the day first. And that is, can you tell us old fossils what 6'7" actually means?
6'7". Well, 6'7" is it's very annoying to me.
Oh, really?
I hate it. It's just repeatedly everyone says it, but it came from a song that a basketball player, which is from up here, he's from our area. He started saying it, and it went out to social media. And now every kid in probably America is saying it.
Oh,
And
I
it
honestly
doesn't
didn't know
really
that.
mean anything. It's just like it's a bunch of just a bunch. It's just numbers. Like I don't think it has a meaning or anything. It's just numbers that people love to say.
Well, it makes me seem semi cool in front of all my young nieces and nephews when I hit them with it out of the blue. So I ain't gonna lie to you, this old coot does it once in a while. So, but now I know. The rapper's from. Did you say it's a rapper or who is it? Okay.
It was a rapper who made it in a song, and that a very famous basketball player from up here. He's I think he's young. He's like 17 years old. He started saying it, and every kid started saying it.
See, I knew we should have you on. I've already learned so much, and we've just begun. Now, do I have this right? You are 16, correct?
Yeah, I'm 16.
Because your Facebook page has your birthday in 1983.
Oh
which
yeah,
yeah,
I made that when I was like 12 years old, and I didn't want them to like kick me out, so I had to.
I got to tell you, that's good because I thought you looked really, really good for 42 years old, brother. I wish I had aged that well. another,
That's just
another,
16.
another mystery solved. So, all right. So, um, I know you do love horse racing. I mean, we've met you before, and I know you truly love it. But with your family ties, you were always kind of predestined to be in the sport. If you don't mind, can you fill us in and everyone else on all your family that is involved in it? You've got kind of a wide array of family
Yeah,
members involved in the sport.
it's a lot. So of course Ethan is a trainer. He's and then my grandpa, my mom's dad, he's a trainer. Like out of Turfway.
Matt
Then,
Cordenbrock, right? Matt
yeah,
Cordenbrock.
yeah. And then my dad was a trainer. He's now a dentist, an equine dentist.
No, that's lucrative.
Yeah, and then my great grandpa on my dad's side was a trainer. He was an Ohio-based trainer. Then my grandpa, he was a bush track jockey, so he's always been like the kind of like rodeo stuff about it. And it's kind of just like it kind of like brought me in like my mom's side of the family loving horse racing, and then my dad's side. So it's kind of like, wow, I'm gonna have to enjoy the sport too. So
Is it Chris Nemann? Is there a Chris Nemann in your family?
yeah, that was my great grandpa's wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know her a little bit. Wasn't she a trainer in Ohio?
Yeah, she was named as the trainer. My grandpa was the real trainer of him,
Oh, I
but
got
she
you.
was named under the trainer name.
Yeah, man, you've got all kinds of lineage in this sport, don't you?
Yeah.
It's kind of like God's already cast the stones for you, right? You're going to be a trainer.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, I'm gonna have to do something with the sport.
Yeah, so do you get to help out at the barns? I mean, are you learning the ropes from Ethan and the rest of your family members already?
So the good part about this is my grandpa and Ethan are in the same barn. And from Ethan, he like teaches me like he taught me how to read a condition book. He taught me how to read like everything. And my grandpa is kind of like the touchy part of it. So like tomorrow morning, I'm probably going to go groom his horses because his groom right now is sick. So I'm probably going to go in the morning and help him out a lot with that. And but he teaches me like the hands-on stuff where Ethan teaches me like the like all like the bills and stuff and all that, like the kind of the hard part of the game.
Yeah, the bills in the condition book seem like that'd be pretty tough to me.
Yeah.
So we know that because we had Ethan on, God, about a year ago this time, and we know Ethan was high on Chunk of Gold. I'm sure you're familiar with Chunk of Gold,
Yeah.
and we know he's high on because he told us so before the horse even raced. Now, were you getting those same vibes at the barn at that time? But did you know Chunk of Gold was going to be Chunk of Gold?
Well, funny story. I don't know if they're going to get mad at me for this or not, but I'm just going to say it. A funny story was I asked Ethan about because it was like a main special way because they don't have like the auction names in it. So, and I asked him,
Yes.
I was like, Ethan, what's up with this horse? Because he's going in just for a straight maiden, like no tag or anything. And he was like, oh, well, I like him a little bit, but I don't really know. So I was with my dad at the time, and my dad was like, oh, you want to go watch this horse run? And I was like, Ethan said he didn't really like him. So, I mean, we were out to eat, and I was like, I don't want to rush ourselves. We can just watch it here. So he was like, okay. And he went off like 16-1, like something like that. And my dad bet him, and he made a lot of money off that bet. And I was like, oh man, I think Ethan lied to me about this one.
Well, he told us and I remember that race in particular. He got up at the wire, right? Because he beat our friend Michelle Lovell. Her horse was the big
Yeah.
favorite that day, and he ran her down or whatever. So, and then from that point on, it's been a fantastic ride with that horse, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was I mean, after that, if we didn't, I still think about it to this day. I'm like, what if we didn't nail that horse out? Like, what if we didn't nail that horse out in the maiden auction race at Turfway?
I know, and that's another thing some people forget about the horse too is that he not only has become such a wonderful horse who's like seriously a grade one caliber horse
Yeah.
that he started maiden auction race at Turfway because he's a $2,500 purchase, right?
Yeah.
So I think people forget that he started not only in a maiden auction race like Torpedo Anna did, which people tend to forget as well, but so did Chunk of Gold. Chunk of Gold started a maiden auction race and a sprint in cold December at Turfway
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah, it was really cold that night. That was another reason why I didn't want to go over there.
Yeah. So, what was it like at school this past year when people found out that your parents had a horse in the Kentucky Derby? Did your popularity soar? Were the girls knocking themselves over to be around you and stuff?
I
What's going
wish,
on?
but I mean, I told a bunch of people, and like I was really quiet about it. But then I started telling people before we were in it. Like I started telling people after the Risen Star. So I was like, Chunk, you can't let me down here and make me look. But like I kept telling everyone, and then I missed like that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the Derby, so I can go down and watch them train and everything, go for the draw and stuff. And I told all my teachers, I was like, "Hey, I just want to know like what I'm missing and like all that." And they're like, "Oh, why are you missing?" And, like every teacher asked that, and I didn't
Yeah.
really want to say so, but I was like, "Well, we have a horse in the Kentucky Derby," and everyone was like, "Oh my goodness, that's awesome!" I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool," but I like to be like classy about it and just say like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty cool."
Yeah, you took the high road, right? Yeah. It's like, yeah, we'll
Yeah,
be there again next year.
yeah.
Uh, so, when the word got out, did the people understand the magnitude of what was going on? Did they realize what it meant to have a horse in a derby? That this is really, really, really hard to do?
Oh yeah, they were like, oh wow, that's awesome. Like the Derby is like like this year during school, my religion teacher. He asked me. He was like, just out of the blue, like out of nowhere. He kept asking every student this. I was just waiting for my turn, and he said, Lane, what do you want to do when you're older? And I was like, because I don't really like saying I want to train race horses, but I was like, oh, I want to do something with like animals, like horses or something. And then he said, oh, that's cool. And then a girl in that class turned around and said, "Hey, maybe you should tell me you had a horse in the Derby." And I was like, it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, come on, you know it is, but I know how it is. It's like not everybody's completely going to understand, but
Yeah.
I'd have thought maybe they'd had like some sort of assembly for you or something or whatever, a chunk of gold day or something. They didn't even do that. Come on.
Yeah, I don't even think anyone told my principal.
I should be running that school, but okay, whatever. So, as a teenager, were you 15 then when the Derby was going on? Were you just 15?
Yeah, I was 15.
So, as a teenager, living the dream of running one in the biggest race in the world, tell us about that day. Was it exciting? Was it nerve-wracking?
Well, I mean, it's always been like a dream. Like I've always wanted to be a jockey, but then I got too big. I was like I want to win the Kentucky Derby. Like that's when I want to be in the Derby. Like I want to make that walk over and just hear my old Kentucky home playing. That whole day, it was like I was crying, like not like nervous about the race, but I was like, oh my God, we made it. Like, and I was just walking around the whole backside of Churchill that day and just looking over, and like what made it even like more exciting was my dad and my cousin and my grandpa came, and it was the first ever derby my grandpa came to, and that just like made me like I was like, oh wow, he's here just to watch me walk over for this race, and it was awesome.
Did you get to see yourself on TV? Did y'all record it and you go back and say, "Hey, that's me on NBC"?
We recorded it, and I love just watching it. Like wow, we had a horse in the derby, like it's awesome.
And so I've never asked anybody this about the Derby on because we've had several people on who've been associated with the Derby, but how long is that day? It's like you get there and it's like, oh my God, it's the third race, it's the sixth race. Is it ever going to get there? Did you have any feelings of that, or did that day just fly by?
To be honest, like getting to the Derby took so long. Like it was like the risen start, and then you're like, oh, how long is the Louisiana Derby? I just want to get this race over with. And then once Derby week came, it happened like a snap on my finger. It was over.
Really,
It was like straight. It was over. Like I couldn't. It was just. It was like one of those moments like where you're having the best time of your life, and it just ends like that.
really, because I would think, like, I guess I can see that because, like with Ethan, for instance, I'm sure he had to do 15 times more interviews than he usually does and stuff, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this,
He hates those.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. He was pretty good with us, or whatever. But I like to take credit that we kind of primed the pump for him, or like got him going at that because it helped him out when he had to do 700 of them Derby week this year.
Yeah, he was like everyone tells him he's like, "Oh my goodness, you're so good." And I mean, and then he's like, "I never want to hear myself on those." I was like, "Ethan, you got to take it for granted. Like that's pretty awesome that you get interviewed." And he's like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool, but I don't really enjoy it sometimes."
So one last question. I'm gonna flip it over to CC or Geoff, but I guess what I'm wondering is like, so when your horse, I think Chunk of Gold ran ninth in the Derby, right, which is pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So do your people at your school realize that number one, that's still very good, and did they realize how many other races he has won where he's already bagged $1 million, right, and he's going to bag a lot more? Do they understand that? Yeah, he ran ninth there, but he's really accomplished an amazing amount. Do they understand that?
No, they have no idea. They knew the Derby, and after the Derby, they're done. Like it's like, oh,
They don't know that there's a lot more races, a lot more money to win, and he's doing just that.
yeah, they have no idea about that. They just knew the Derby, and then they never asked another question about him.
Kids today, I'm telling you, am I right? Am I right?
Well, there was one kid that I was like, wow, my hopes are still high for the racing industry. He came. I went to the bathroom during school, and this was when Sovereignty scratched from the Breeders' Cup, and he was like, "Hey, Lane, I know you're in the horses. Did you see Sovereignty just scratch from the Breeders' Cup?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did just see that. That's crazy." And like hearing that from someone at my school that I barely talked to, I was like, "Wow, this game might still have a lot of young people trying to get in."
Great point. Great point. That's good to hear. I'll turn it over to whoever wants to go, CC or Geoff. CC?
Lane, Lane, are you there?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Are you allowed to say where you go to school?
Yeah, I from the beginning of the year this year, I went to St. Henry, which is in Erlanger, Kentucky, but I'm moving to it's called Lloyd Memorial. It's also in Erlanger, Kentucky. It's just across the highway from my other school.
I got you. Okay. You play sports or anything, or you just
I play basketball and football and lacrosse.
no
Nice.
basketball, football, and lacrosse?
Yeah.
Okay. What position you play at football?
Football, I'm a receiver.
Okay, and then basketball,
Basketball, I'm a shooting guard.
shooting guard. Oh wow. Oh, you
Yeah.
must be fast then.
I like to say I'm pretty fast.
You fast? You got a good shot.
I try to work I work on it a lot, but I'm trying to get it down.
Coach, will let you shoot some threes in the game.
Yeah, I think that's that's my main reason I'm out there is just to shoot threes.
Nice. Okay, good deal. So, are you a handicapper?
Um, I I don't like it, but
What do you mean
there
you don't
was
like it? You don't
I
like it?
don't like when people ask me like, Lane, what should I bet? I'm like, I don't know. I don't ever like enjoy this stuff. I usually am just about like the horses and stuff. But there was one week where I was like, sure, we can. I was with my grandma during. I think it was when Mystic Dan won the Derby. We went down, and she was like, just have fun for a little bit. Like, tell me what horses to bet. And we made like a lot of money that week. And I picked a lot of winners. I bet this one horse. I don't. It was a Japan. I love the Japanese horses. Those are my like favorite type of horses. Whenever they come up for the Breeders' Cup, those are always my top pick. And one horse, it was the Ali Shiba, I believe. It was this horse who went off like upper like over 50 to 1. I was like, bet this horse. Like I like where it's like going. I like how it sits on the lead. And it ran second at like 80 to 1.
T.O.
And I was
password. T.O.
yeah,
password.
No,
it was
T.O. St. Dennis,
Yes,
right?
T.O.
yeah,
You're right. Yeah.
yeah, that horse.
Yeah.
And I was like, I told you to bet that horse. I told you. And she was like, yeah, you did good there.
Good deal. So you didn't catch the bug?
Nope.
No, you just kind of want to work with horses when you
Yeah.
when you get out of high school and whatnot.
Yeah,
That
kind of like that's my thing.
what's your long term plans? Is it to go to college, or you just gonna go straight to the racetrack?
My main thing is like my mom wants me to go to college. So like she doesn't like it's not like a requirement. It's not like you have to go to college after high school. But that's like she was like, go enjoy the experience. And I was like, yeah, I think I want to do that too. So I want to go to either like UK or U of L, which is right close to the racetrack, Keeneland and Churchill. And I want to work at the racetrack when I'm
The U of L's got an equine program, right?
yeah, that's Arizona was on my top thing for it, but I was like, I don't know if I'll get the good enough grades to go to Arizona, but I think U of L is my top one.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Your mom's gonna let you go to U of L. She's a diehard UK fan. I
I
find that
know, and
shocking.
it's kind of like a house divided of like 90% of our family's Kentucky, and we got me who's a Louisville fan. So it's kind of like whenever UK and U of L played this year, it was like it was legit. Like I was happy, and then they were not. They weren't so happy.
So, any you heard any long term plans for Chunk of Gold? Maybe like a Pegasus World Cup, or is he getting
So
rest?
I'll tell you guys what my plan is. I don't know if this is Ethan's plan at all, but I like going to the Pegasus. That's where we're going next. And then after that, I like either the Ali Shiba at Churchill or the Kentucky Cup Classic at Turfway, because he's done both tracks before and he's handled them pretty well. And then after that, I like the Stephen Foster, and that's where I'm going to end there. I don't want to say any more. I don't want to say any further plans because I don't want to talk too much.
You you want to keep it in Kentucky then, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I like staying around here because I want to go watch.
What tracks have you been to?
I've been to a lot of them. I've my favorite one was Lone Star.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
heard that's
Lone Star
clean facility, fairly new compared to a lot of racetracks.
yeah, I can see why they held the Breeders' Cup winner because that place was massive.
Yeah, you ever been to Saratoga?
I've never been to Saratoga. That's one place where my dad was like, "Oh, you have to go. You would never. That will be your favorite racetrack forever if you go."
What's your favorite local racetrack?
Churchill.
Churchill.
I
Why
love
is that?
Churchill. It's just like everyone likes Keeneland, but Keeneland, there's a bunch of college like people there, and it's like all about the betting and stuff. And then when you go to Churchill, you think of like all the history that's happened there, like all the horses that have ran on that track, and like who's ran under those twin spires. That's what I think. Like I like the history a lot.
I got you. Okay. Uh, what outside of Chunk of Gold, who is your favorite racehorse?
Favorite racehorse, like Ethan's horses, or just in general.
No, just a horse that if you had a picture of him, you put him up on the wall.
Ah,
Like for me, it's easy. Sunday Silence is the best horse, or is my favorite racehorse of all time. I'm pretty old.
I like there's three that I like a lot, or maybe four. I like Funny Sign, Frosted, Matoli, and B Jersey.
B Jersey.
B
That was
Jersey.
okay. That's an interesting pick. Tell me why you like B Jersey. Met Mile winner, right? Did he win?
Yeah,
He won the Met Mile. Yeah.
yeah. I like him a lot because I think he is like I like his breeding a lot. Like whenever like we get like a B Jersey or a Matoli, I always tell Ethan, I'm like, tell me because I love those horses a lot.
And Matoli kind of turned out to be a decent sire.
Yeah,
Right.
really good. That's what I've focused on him a lot too, just because they're breeding, and I like the breeding a little bit, but that's the main reason of those two.
Have you ever gone to the sales with some of your folks and you know help pick out horses, or could you learn that trade?
I've been to a lot of sales. Usually, me and Ethan, like you go down, or me and my dad, we go down a lot, and I like to pick out the Ohio and Indiana breds. Those are my two favorite bred horses. I like the stakes they have in those states. That's who I
Right.
focus on. But
Right.
usually it's just like I like to look at the breeding part. Like if there's ever like a Matoli or Big Jersey, I'm always like, wait, we got to look at this one.
I got you. I got you. What's your favorite racetrack in Indiana or Ohio? You like going to Belterra or some of the others? Was it Mahoning Valley and
I liked
Thistledown? You ever been to those tracks?
I've been to every thoroughbred track in Ohio, and I like Indiana. Indiana's cool. It's just in the middle of nowhere, and it's kind of like, oh, what's around us? There's nothing.
There is absolutely nothing around Horseshoe,
Yeah.
Indiana. Yeah,
And then you got Thistle, which is right by a big city. Well, so is Belterra. You just can't really see it in the distance. But Belterra and Thistle, they're right in the like Cleveland and Cincinnati area.
I got you. Yeah, good deal. Hey, what's your favorite restaurant up there and where you live up in northern Kentucky?
Ah, Um,
That's an off the
Low.
wall question.
I'm trying to think. What is
What's your favorite hangout?
hangout? I like usually like hangouts over here, like up here, like high school football is a really big thing. And I usually go with my friends and stuff to like high school football games, and that's where we hang out. And then like eating places, like if there's not really like local stuff up here, like
Right.
there's like a lot of stuff near Turfway, like Longhorn, which is my favorite, honestly.
Now you're
And like
talking.
there's some like small places that are pretty good. Like there's a place called Lita's Tacos that it's pretty good. It's a local place.
Skyline chili, or is that nasty?
Skyline, we had Skyline today. That's I love Skyline.
Now you talk. That's you and me. All right, then
Yeah.
we're all right. We're dudes.
Yeah, I love Skyline.
Let Mr. Riggs take over.
Hey, I'm a Skyline fan too, Longhorn fan. The Parmesan crusted chicken at Longhorn can't
That's
be beat
that's
in
what
my
I get.
opinion.
That's
It's
that's
so good.
it's
So good.
amazing.
Well, Lane, I don't with you playing football, basketball, lacrosse, being at the barn all the time, how do you have time for anything else in your life?
I really don't, honestly. It's kind of just
That's just what you love to do, huh?
it works around I'm usually home when I sleep. That's the type of with winter break coming up, it's kind of like I like to I'm like just hanging out and stuff and playing video games, just living the teenage life, you know.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad you still get that in, are able to do that, hang out with friends, video games. That was my life when I was a teenager, video games.
Yeah, luckily I get to hang out.
What do you play? What kind of games do you like?
I like playing well you wouldn't believe this either. There's a horse racing game that I'm obsessed with. So it's kind of like I
Nice.
can't get away from horse. I like to play it's called Champion Jockey. That's what I like to play, and then I like to play like NBA 2K and like college basketball. Those are my favorite games.
Nice, nice. Yep, right up my alley for sure. I was a sports games guy too, so I respect it for sure. You talked about how you're at the barn a lot. You usually go in the mornings or at night or both, whenever you can.
Um, Usually in the summer I go in the mornings, and then
Hmm.
when I have school, I go in the afternoon to feed. I help Ethan feed a lot.
Nice, cool. What's your favorite kind of job around the barn? Like, I know you want to be a trainer, obviously, but just like, you were talking about how you help out your grandpa and Ethan, and just like when you're around the barns and just kind of helping out, what kind of things do you really enjoy doing while you're there?
I love grooming the horses. Like after I love picking their feet and stuff like that's really cool. I think because I get to just I like doing that, and I like giving them a bath. Like that's I always
Hmm.
ask my grandpa's groom. I'm always like, oh, let me bathe them. Well, trust me, I'm pretty good at this. And I'm like, oh, let me groom my horse. And I had one horse that I groomed like all summer, and he ran pretty good. So I just want to say that's all because of me. But
Hey, that has a big part of it. I know that relationship for sure.
no, but
Gotta
once
gotta keep them happy. They run well when they're happy.
I don't think you guys will ever believe this with how much I like the game now, but I used to be petrified of horses. I used
Yeah.
to hate it so much. I was like, "Oh, I'm never going to do this. I'm scared of horses. I hate this. Like I'm never going to do this." And then something just changed. It was like once I got into my teenage years, it was like this is what I want to do. Like I don't know what happened to me, but
Wow.
and then last year was when I was like really hands on with them. Like I got into a stall and started grooming it. And I took a member the first time I went to groom a horse, and I was like, wait, like this animal, it's amazing. Like I just love like petting him and everything, like touching on his neck and stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is like I love this animal.
Yeah, yeah, they're pretty majestic creatures and just cool to be around. Is there, I know CC kind of touched on this in a way earlier, but Chunk of Gold probably just with his accolades is, I'm sure, one of your favorites, if not your favorite horse in the barns you work in. But are there any horses that, how you say that you like grooming horses that you've just really connected with? Like, is there a specific horse that you just kind of feel like you've connected with on another level?
There's there's this horse. He runs for 5. He's actually in the Saturday at Turfway. He's in for 5, and I think he's in 8 years old now, maybe. And his name's Driftwood. It's my grandpa's
Hmm.
horse, and I really think I have a connection with him. Like, he hates when I touch his neck. That's one thing he does not like. But besides of that, I think we have a really good connection. I think he's and then we had a horse by the name of Runaway Storm, which was he was amazing. I went one day after we went to a farm, I went back to the track and just he was sleeping and went in there and laid down and he put his head on my lap. And after that I like felt like a really big connection with that horse.
That's cool. It's very cool. So, other than the Kentucky Derby, I know that day was surreal. Do you have another, maybe more under the radar favorite memory at the racetrack so far?
There's probably two. The first one was I ran my first horse the other night. That was one of my favorite things that's happened. I Even though he like
Oh,
reared up in the
wow.
pad, he like got excited in the paddock one time. I was like, wait,
Uh-huh.
I thought they told me this horse was good. Like I didn't expect this to happen. But that was a pretty amazing moment. And then one the day we won the Bryan Station at Keeneland,
Mhm.
that day was awesome. It was a very emotional day. Like I something happened with my baby sister where she had to go to the hospital, and my dad picked me up from my friend's house because I had to sleep over with my friend, and he was like, "Oh, like we're going to go to the race today," and I was really excited, and then I thought twice about going to the race after what happened with my sister. I was like, "Wait, like
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know if I should go." Like, and Ethan was already on this like saying like, "Oh, I'm not going," and then when I'm on my way down, we were watching the Breeders' Cup Works because it was final day at Keeneland, and that's usually when the Breeders' Cup is happening. We were watching the Breeders' Cup Works, and that was when Go Rocket Ride broke down in the morning.
Mhm.
And we were
Yep.
watching that, and we were like, can this day get any worse? Like, what is happening? And then when we got over to the paddock, I like to judge odds a lot. Like, I'm like, why is our horse, like, when Chunk ran in the Derby, I was like talking to my mom, I was like, why is he 30-1? Like, come on now. Like, you can give us a little better. Or like when the Ohio Derby, that was what really hurt me. When we weren't favored, I was like, wait, what is going on? Like this, they don't like it. They don't like us. Like, what's going
No
on?
respect.
And then when we had our horse in the Bryan Station, he was 20-1, and the horse that we just beat was like one of the favorites. I'm like, Ethan, you need to go do something. Like this is out of hand now. And then when he won the race, I was like, well, don't forget about the odds now. We just showed him why we're the best horse, and and after we won that race, it was like all the emotions happened, and it took a while because it was a photo, but it was awesome.
That's cool. That's a very, very cool. Hey, you might be a better handicapper than you give yourself credit for then.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Well, I'll send you back over to Alan, but I appreciate you talking to us, Lane. The passion for the sport absolutely shines through with you. So I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Three quick things I should say, Lane, before we let you go. Number one, you've been a fantastic guest. You've got a career in this for sure. Okay. Um, number one, number one, Stranger Things. Do you watch it? I don't know if the teens watch it. Do you watch it?
I just started watching it just because I heard a bunch of things about it, and I was like, okay, I don't want to be left out here. I'm gonna take a peek and start watching it.
So I bring it up because my wife and I we do watch it, and it was actually pretty good for the first several years. Season 5 sucks. Just so you know, hey, you tell me when you get around to watching, you get to season 5. Let me know what you think of it. But my God, it's cringe-inducing. All right, keep
Okay.
that keep that in mind. Number two, for all of your friends back at high school, I know it's probably got a lot of your friends or family members listen. Give anybody a shout out now that you want to give a shout out to.
Um, First of all, I want to give a shout out to my mom first for making this all happen. I mean, she's the reason this happened, and then my best friend. His name's Colton Barger. He's one of the best football players in the state, so you got to watch out for his name. And he also loves the racing.
Okay. Anybody else? Feel free. You can go 20 minutes if you want to.
I'm trying to think of all these. Oh man, of course. Actually, the one person. This is going to be my last one because this is, or well, two more. My dad, Ryan Nemann. He's a big part of why I'm in this game. And then the final person I want to shout out is Chunk of Gold's groom. He's the main reason why, like all the things with Chunk have happened, and he's helped me a lot with the racing and stuff. So I want to give a big shout out to Felipe Gomez. He's a big reason why Chunk is doing what he's doing right now.
Very nice. Very well said. I think that's great. If it had been me at your age, I would have used it a way to maybe throw out a couple girls I had crushes on or whatever. But you're obviously a better person than I was at that age. So, but that's really cool. Last thing, now the pressure is on you real quick, all right? Because last year when we had Ethan on this podcast, he gave us Chunk a go before he ever went on the track. So, who in the barn that we haven't seen yet do you like?
Ooh, this is this is a tough one. I like
We'll even let you do a second time starter if that helps.
I'm trying to think. Ace's Honor, that horse just broke his maiden. I
Okay.
think he's got a really bright future in him. And um there's one more. Daytona Dan. He hasn't ran very good his first time out in Indiana, but he's on a break right now. And once he comes back, I think he's gonna be better than ever. So I like him a lot too.
So Daytona Dan is a maiden, right?
Yep, he's a maiden.
And who is the other one? I'm sorry.
And Ace's Honor.
Ace's Honor, and he has broken his maiden, right?
He's broken his maiden. Yeah, he's got hopefully he can run in the I think it's the Texas Turf Mile at Sam Houston.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully that's our goal with him. And I want to take him on the Derby path, even though he broke his maiden on the grass. I want him to go through Turfway and take the same path that Chunk took and go to the Leonidas and then maybe the Battaglia and then the Jeff Ruby.
That's awesome. So now the Team West never lets us down, right? We gave us Chunk of Gold. Now we got to watch out for Ace's Honor and Daytona Dan. All right, that we have bookmarked those names. They're in our stable mails and stuff. So appreciate it. And Lane, you've been a wonderful guest. We knew you would be. Paige was a great guest. Ethan was a great guest, and you were very well spoken for a 16-year-old. You know that, right?
Oh, thank you very much.
If you take any public speaking classes at high school, you're obviously getting A's in them. Okay, I would think.
That would be shocking for me to get an A, but I'm hoping for it.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, Lane. All right, thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, we're recording this December the 29th, 2 days before the end of the year. Of course, New Year's resolutions will be made, but let's look back. Anybody got any special memories or anything that stood out in 2025, racing wise, podcast wise, anything that you want to discuss before we knock this episode out?
Can I go to Geoff first or CC as I think about it? Geoff, I'm sure you've got
Uh,
something.
yeah, well, I mean, for me, obviously, being on the team for the simulcast at Turfway Park here late in the year is what stands out to me. It's been an incredible experience. I've loved every second of it. Shout out to Caitlin Benson, who prepared me well for it to sit in for her while she's out. She'll be back soon, everybody, don't
Thank,
worry. But
thank you for getting pregnant.
yes, yes, exactly. But no, it's been an awesome opportunity. And I've loved it. Loved interacting with people on Twitter and everything with that too. And the team there is really cool. So that's been the number one thing that stood out to me this year. And then also Derby Week, just getting to work Derby Week is was pretty awesome. And it was just it was one of those standout Kentucky derbies this year. You know, we talked about the story with Chunk of Gold having Lane on today, and just the battle of sovereignty and journalism, and how it had the big 2, 3 year olds that were fun to watch this whole year, and just seeing them on the track and everything. So those are probably my two that really stood out to me this year.
I guess I'll go and I'll say that the annual Derby party we host here every year, simply because you get a chance to reconnect with a lot of family and friends. We'll have 30 or 40 people here. Everybody looks forward to it. Everybody gets to see each other. And I'm getting older, right? I hardly even get to the racetrack anymore. I may go 4 or 5 times a year. So, and then the people that come care nothing about horse racing, than 364 days of the year. And I understand that. So, and the Derby party every year is always a cool thing for us.
say racing wise, the Triple Crown season stands out. That was a lot of fun. Those three
Hmm.
races, like you said, with sovereignty and journalism. Journalism's Preakness was exciting
Good point. Yes.
when he was absolutely beaten, and it just those races, they're the kinds you remember forever. Like Fleet Alex's Preakness and whatnot, and then the trip to Kentucky Downs was fun. I
Yeah.
enjoyed
Yeah.
that.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I've been
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
critical.
great point. Yeah.
I've been critical of Kentucky Downs over the last several years, but we got to sit on the other side of the fence this time, and
Yeah.
it was very
That
enjoyable.
that
Yep.
was
Shout out Joe. Joe Christopher made that happen. It was
Yeah, and Jenny
and
Reese.
Jenny Reese. Yep,
Yeah,
Jenny Reese got us in there, and man, it was a great time. Great time there at
eh,
Kentucky Downs. Couldn't
I
be more
agree.
complimentary of the experience.
Yeah, that to me, as much, again, people are, I always try to be as fair and balanced as possible, right? Either don't take a stance or, be fair on both sides, whatever. The Kentucky Downs hit it out of the park when we were down there. They
Mhm.
just did. Call it like you see it, and that's, if they'd went the other way, I'd have said it, but no, they hit it out of the park. I'd also add Donchel's world record. How about Donchel's world record at Ellis Park? That was
Yeah, that was
yeah,
cool. That was a
yeah,
great moment.
still a world record to this point or whatever.
Mhm.
So now my brain is being unlocked, so other things are starting to come to the forefront. But yeah, I'd have to throw that in there as well.
There was a
So
lot going on this year.
yeah, it usually is over the course of 365 days,
Right.
as you find out and stuff. So all right, yeah, I guess CC got any more?
and finally, New Year's resolutions. Let's go with just the on the handicapping and wagering side.
Uh,
I can tell you, I'll lead off
Go
since this
ahead.
was my idea. I want to become more selective on the type of wagers I do, not just board wagers where I'm just trying to sit around and get some action plays. Want to concentrate on certain plays, hammer them harder, and then hopefully have my balance or excuse me, my handle be about the same.
Yeah,
If
that's good.
That is good. Yeah,
Geoff.
I'm very similar when it comes to that, but I also said the same thing last year, and I don't know that I've really improved this year on that. I've always talked about how I need to focus more on win bets and less on pick fives and pick sixes because that's what I do best at. But then I still find myself playing pick fives and pick sixes. So maybe my New Year's resolution will be more self-awareness, self-awareness and expectation setting. There you go.
I uh I actually tend to be a little selective, uh and I don't bet that often, but I'm in the same ballpark where, and I talk about equity a lot. That's something I've learned a lot over the last several years and stuff. I think I always had in the back of my mind, but I didn't know that I didn't have the proper terminology for it. But any pick five discussion, any pick three discussion, any podcast you listen to about pick fives or pick sixes or whatever, if they're not at least discussing the uh, mentioning and having some sort of weight put on the value of equity in your wagers or whatever, then I'm not sure how good they are sometimes. Do you guys follow what I'm saying? I guess,
Yeah,
just make it,
definitely.
yeah, but make sure that your bets are good bets.
Hmm.
I'm
That
gonna
you
try
give
to do it
yourself a chance to
a chance to
have the kind
win.
of ROI that you're looking for off of your investment that you're putting in,
Yes,
basically. Right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
I feel like I've gotten away from superfectas. I think I've bet more trifectas, and that works out okay, I think. But bet higher minimums. Bet higher minimums, I guess. If you're looking, I'm giving a big, long, drawn out answer, but bet higher minimums. I've gotten a little bit better at that, but still not high enough if I'm going to bet. Instead of like narrow a tries down to a nice $2 to $3 try as opposed to 50-cent tries. I wish they do away with 50-cent minimums anyway with trifectas, but I get why people like them. So I guess I don't really. I guess I really did a poor job of explaining that. But equity and making good bets. How's that?
I like it.
and then my most important New Year's resolution, as I've turned 50, is to be able to enjoy 2027. So I just want to make it through the year.
I completely agree.
That's a
Yeah,
great one.
that's
Yeah.
that's the most important resolution of
Write
all.
me down for that one.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, that's it for 228, and also the last episode of 2025. So We'll sign off here. I'm CC Broaddus on behalf of Geoff Riggs, Alan Schneider, of course, our guest, Lane Nemann. Everybody have a happy new year, and we'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.